Hi, it's ACI President Amy Cornell with an update on the 2019 legislative session. It was an action-packed session this year, a long session, also known as a budget session. A lot of important legislation was passed and then also defeated. I'm going to give you a quick update on some highlights, but you can find more information below, including hot links to all of the bills that we're talking about today, in addition to others that we aren't going to cover in this video. Because it was a budget session, the most important bill the entire session was House Bill 1001, the budget. It included some important agricultural victories, funding for the Purdue Vet Teaching Hospital, and also funding for the Indiana State Fair Swine Barn, two ag initiatives that ACI was supportive of. Also, House Bill 1165 is a bill that urges the Legislative Council to establish a study committee to talk about preservation of Indiana farmland. This is a really important policy that requires more study. We testified in support of that in the Senate, and we're hoping that the Legislative Council follows through and establishes this important summer study committee. House Bill 1278, Environmental Matters, allows the environmental rule boards to set fees for the Indiana Department of Environmental Management. The Indiana Department of Environmental Management is currently operating at a deficit of approximately $5.2 million. So these initial fee increases will include a fee increase of $2 million for air permit holders and a fee increase of $3.2 million for all other permit holders. And then it also establishes guardrails that in later years the Environmental Rules Board cannot increase any permit fees by more than 10%. The bill also restructured the Environmental Rules Board, providing more industry representation, and established an industry policy task force. House Bill 1492, Noxious Weeds, is already signed into law by the governor. This was brought by Representative Baird because not all counties have weed boards. In fact, only about 5 counties in Indiana have weed boards. Some counties were using their township trustees to manage weeds through the detrimental plants law. This law simply makes detrimental plants list and the noxious weeds list match so that those trustees have the ability to address all of the plants. House Bill 1638, Indiana State Fair, it reforms and revamps the State Fair Board election process and also more clearly defines the responsibilities between the State Fair Board and the Commission. It also sets forth some limits so that you can't have multiple commission members or more than 2 commission members from the same district. We also saw a lot of important tax reform bills. House Bill 1427 addresses business personal property like-kind tax exchanges. Senate Bill 233 increases the business personal property tax exemption from $20,000 to $40,000. And Senate Bill 565 makes some changes that are needed for like-kind exchanges after all of the federal tax reforms that went through last year. So we encourage you to look in the notes down below for more information on those tax bills. Senate Bill 350, a loss insurance bill, would allow the Board of Animal Health to purchase insurance in case of an animal disease outbreak. That was not something that they could currently do under current law. Senate Bill 516, the hemp bill, modernizes the Indiana hemp laws in accordance with the 2018 Farm Bill that was passed. Importantly, ACI has a seat on the Hemp Advisory Committee, and we will be a part of the active process going forward as it relates to Indiana hemp. Senate Bill 535, extraterritorial jurisdiction, repeals 4 miles of extraterritorial jurisdiction that municipalities were using to regulate property use on the basis of health and safety, and then also repeals their ability to go out 10 miles to regulate water courses. The bills that passed aren't the only story this session. We were also a part of ensuring that some pieces of legislation didn't move forward, including several bills that would have negatively impacted the livestock industry here in Indiana, and a bill that would have clarified the right to repair. So we hope to see you around at our Shoot for the Pack fundraiser coming up in June and other ACI events this year.